Hello, baby.
Hello, nasty. Hello there.
Hello.
I say hello.
Hello, friend.
Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything.
Welcome back, my friends.
It's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Brink of Sanity, episode 259 / the Donald Trump podcast happened. The Donald Trump happened. I don't even know the name of the show.
The Donald Trump Happened podcast, episode number 3.
Okay, thank you for jumping in there.
And good things come in threes, so this might be the last episode of the Donald Trump podcast.
Let's make it the best one.
Make it the best one.
Okay, I
So-
said good things happen in threes.
Oh, good things happen. Okay, so we've been experimenting now for a little while with converting the Brink podcast into the Donald Trump podcast, and there's also a website, DonaldTrumpHappened.com.
Mm-hmm.
And so where should we start with? Should you want to talk about the blog, the website, or the podcast? What should we talk about first?
Let's talk about the website first.
Okay, the website. It barely exists.
We started out with 5 partners, and I think we're down to just Mark and I.
We were trying to recruit other people. Bri wrote an article. Thank you, Bri. Actually, I liked your article. It was pretty funny.
Oh, thank you.
If you want to write more, we desperately need you to write more.
I probably will. I didn't end up being as home as much as I thought this weekend, so I didn't have a chance to really sit down and to think about anything.
That's fine. It's okay. We have some partners we're working with who are never going to write anything either. So the website's not going. Jay, how do you think the website's doing?
I think we're doing a good job. Everything else about it is not good.
Well, I think according.
the
to
website looks better than both of our other websites.
Well, the thing with the website is I don't know how good it is because we're not getting a lot of traffic. Should I reveal the real traffic numbers for today?
Sure.
So, Brian, what do you think our best day was? How many? We have a best day. What do you think our best day?
Wait, for the website or the podcast?
The
website. Like, how many views do you think we got on our best day for the website? We'll talk about also what's going on in Donald Trump. We're starting the Donald Trump podcast with complaining. We'll get to Donald Trump in a second, okay?
When we said the Donald Trump happened
when now? What time frame am I guessing here?
It's been on for like a week now.
Yeah.
It's
It's a 7-day-old podcast.
All right, so the most popular day was
No. Don't pick the popular day. I want to know number of views.
Oh, number of views.
Yeah, on the most popular. The most popular day was November 16th. I don't have a rationale for that, but what was Tell me how many views we got that day.
14.
71.
Wow.
When we
Not
say
bad.
this is the Donald Trump Happened podcast, we mean that it's about our Donald Trump Happened website. It's not actually about Donald Trump.
It's sponsored by that.
It's a podcast about our website.
It's a podcast where we just complain.
We're going to have a spin-off podcast about our Twitter account.
By the way, 71 views on the is pathetic, and that's our best day. How many do you think we had today?
6.
15, and this has been our best day in at least a few days. This is our numbers are like here are numbers: 13, 26, 71. We're going in the right direction. 42, 31, 14, 11, 10, 15. We have an all-time number of 233 views. So this is not going well. And I also discovered that first you need content on your website. You need content to get people to your site. The content needs to be good. Not happening so far because I can't write. And Jay, and we need content people to try to forget.
What about me?
We need to figure out how to get people to the content to judge if it's good or bad. I don't know. I've just been throwing stuff up there. I don't even know. Jay, how do you like my content the last day? Has it been okay?
I didn't read the last 2 posts.
You didn't read anything, did you?
I've read everything up until today.
Okay.
I read everything that goes on our website. You don't even read the recaps on the Knicks website.
Don't lie to don't tell people that. Okay, I want to keep lying to them and not having people know that. We're never gonna get people to write free stuff for us if you let on that I don't read everything or anything. And Jay, it's all that matters if you're the star of the show. It's all that matters if you read the stuff.
Okay. But
Anyway,
all right, let's go to some better news.
I don't know why I'm wasting time. Why am I? When does the website end, Jay?
When we know for a fact that it's down to just the two of us.
What you don't think it's a fact at this point?
I don't know.
We had a conference call the other night with our other third member. I don't think we're getting much.
He said he was sending us 3 this week.
It's been 2 days, and the 2 non-Thanksgiving days.
Right. So I think we're going to get 1 this week. And I think it's going to be 1 for the next week or 2, and then he's out. And then when he's out, I think we have a good excuse to say, well, why are we starting up a third website when we can't even handle the 2 we have?
I don't think we pay for the second month renewal on this stuff.
Probably not, no.
He also said we should plan articles for Electoral College Day and Inauguration Day. We tried to rationalize with him and say we need to plan articles for tomorrow. Anyway, Bri, if you want to write 8 to 10 articles a day, that'd be wonderful.
Okay. I might know somebody who might be interested in writing for it. I was mentioning it to him, and he got a good laugh out of it.
Okay, sounds
I'll
good.
have to check with him.
Give him the password, and if he's interested, he can go on the site and do it.
Let's go to some better news. The Donald Trump Happened podcast numbers. All right.
I thought I like. Yeah, I wish anyone would even see. Like, I don't know if the content's good or not, and I can't even find out if it. Most of it's I'm not a good writer, and so I need someone else to write the stuff.
Yeah, when I do read Mark's articles, I usually have to like proofread stuff.
Oh my god, I need a proofreader. I need someone to write the article in the first place. And what the problem is also, I have an idea in my head. I want to put it down, but I'm also taking like 10 minutes at work to write it, which is also my only free time to write it. And also then I'm like not working and then and writing a shitty article. So I'm doing a shitty job at work and the article. So it works well. So the podcast, go on to the podcast.
All right. So it takes about a week to get listed, approved, and in the search for the podcast. So we were depending on our website for all our download traffic for the podcast for the first 8 days.
Well, my thought was that there's so much Donald Trump content out there that it's almost impossible to break through. You have a website, like no one's ever going to find you with Google searches, because you Google, you'll get 8,000 New York Times articles and Washington Post articles before you ever find us.
So you were like, hey, Jay, why don't you take an extra hour a day figuring out how to make this podcast that nobody's going to find because there's already too much content out there?
Well, I figured I typed in Donald Trump, and there's no Donald Trump podcast out there already, so it might as well be us.
Mm-hmm.
We added the word Donald Trump, and it added Donald Trump, and then the word happened. And when you add the word happened, no one can find us.
Yeah. Apparently, if you go to the iTunes store and you type in Donald Trump, we're nowhere. And if you type in Donald Trump happened, we're the only result. Because everyone's going to search for Donald Trump happened, so we're all set.
At some point, maybe the word happened will just suddenly people like, oh, I think Donald Trump happened already. Let me ask Google if Donald Trump has happened already. Let me ask iTunes.
We need to convince Donald Trump to make happened his catchphrase.
Well, you know what
like winning from that druggy guy.
I happened.
He's got to pass a bill and he goes happened.
How amazing if that was like this, like we just got there first and suddenly he just started doing that.
Oh my god, that would be the funniest thing ever.
ISIS was defeated. It happened. Healthcare's better. It happened. That would be great. We should move on to actually talking about Donald Trump news. Oh yeah, the podcast. How many downloads do we have so far?
You want to guess, Bri? We have 2 episodes up.
But they've been up for like a day or a day or two.
12.
You have Price is Right rules you lost because you went way over.
Bastard.
The correct answer is 5 combined.
So we'll see if this episode can get above 5. That would be wonderful. We have 2 other podcasts that go way above 5. This one is not going so far.
So I had a question. Brian and I started a parody Trump Twitter account, which is going better than the website and the podcast.
It's the best thing ever.
Yes.
Well, explain.
So basically, we made a lookalike count for Donald Trump's real Twitter account. And so we just change a word or two around from what he's actually tweeting to make something funny.
Well, you want to give the name of the Twitter account so anyone can find it?
Yes. It's PEA capital I Donald Trump. So it looks like Peel Donald Trump, but the L is a capital I.
Sure. How many followers do you have now?
That doesn't matter.
Well, it's only a success if you have followers.
We have more followers than we have downloads for the podcast.
Oh, you have 6 followers.
So-
Are some of the followers our other Twitter pages?
Maybe.
How many followers do you have, Jay?
9.
Wow, what a success! I'm getting more than 9 views to the website, so I think you're not in first place.
We're
in our
about to
project.
blow up. We're about to blow up.
Okay, so what's going on with it?
So I wanted to ask if this one was out of line. So Donald Trump just tweeted.
Could you give some
Well,
examples?
first you got to tell how we do it.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So, like, Bry got like 11 retweets and 10 likes for one of his. So it was
nice.
Well, basically what I do is I just copy his tweet into a new tweet and then change a couple of words to either make it sound totally silly or totally crazy.
Can you give an example?
that's what I do. Only today I woke up and Bry beat me to every single Donald Trump tweet.
Well, give some examples, please.
All right. So let me pull up the page here. I don't have it open.
Oh, great.
So Donald
no,
Trump.
no, it's right here. It's right here.
Okay.
So this morning he tweeted, I don't have his page.
Okay,
but
I have
there.
his page. You want
Okay.
the New York Times one?
Yeah, do the canceled the meeting
Yeah,
one.
I canceled today's meeting with the failing New York Times when the terms and conditions of the meeting were changed at the last moment. Not nice.
So I tweeted, I canceled today's meeting with the failing New York Times because they wouldn't give me the answers to the crossword puzzle. Not nice.
I like that. By the way, do you know in Donald Trump actual news that the terms and conditions of the meeting were not changed, and Rance Previous, his chief of staff, lied to him?
Mm.
It's been reported that he lied to him because he thought Donald Trump would not be ready for the interview, so he tried to put it off. And it turns out New York Times never changed the terms of the meeting, and they're already having problems with the Donald Trump administration that hasn't started yet.
Awesome. So yeah, another one like Donald Trump tweeted, I watched parts of Saturday Night Live last night. It is a totally one-sided biased show, nothing funny at all. Equal time for us. And then so we tweeted, I watched parts of Saturday Night Live last night. It's totally one-sided except when I host the entire episode. Then it's great.
Okay.
Do you
So-
have the one with the guy from Ford, Jay?
Do you
From,
have one that was funny?
me?
No, Jay.
Wow.
Bryce was funny. That one was terrible. Your second one.
Okay.
Come on, Jay.
All right. Well, I'm just going to mute your mic the rest of the episode.
Go to the one with the guy from the Ford plant from November 19th.
The rest of the show will be us reading tweets off of Twitter. This is the worst Donald Trump podcast possible. We're supposed to be
Find it,
driving.
Jay, or no?
By the way, the website is donaldtrumphappened.com. You are supposed to hear this, you 5 downloaders, and go to the website. Do you want to talk about what's going on in Donald Trump news, or you?
I worked
talking
hard with Bill Ford to keep the Lincoln plant in Kentucky. I owed it to the great state of Kentucky for their confidence in me.
So we switched that one to I worked hard with David Duke to keep the KKK in Kentucky. I owed it to the great state of Kentucky for their confidence in me.
See what we're doing there? Anyway, so he just wrote, bus crash in Tennessee, so sad and so terrible. Condolences to all family members and loved ones. Those beautiful children will be remembered. Do you think it's out of line to post, bus crash in Tennessee, so sad and terrible, only losers die in bus crashes?
I'm going to beat you on that. That's pretty good.
That is good.
I'm going to beat you on that one. I'm going to find the quote from Donald Trump. Where did he put?
That's his most
I don't know
recent
if
one.
Wait, am I even on the real Donald Trump? It's not checked, right? So it can't be real.
Right.
How do-
Don't blow it for us.
I can't even find the real Donald Trump.
Well, I just read it to you. What do you need?
I want to find it so I can actually read it and follow along. God
Yeah.
damn it! There's so many fake Donald Trump accounts out here that it's so hard to find the real one.
No, it's not. You just type in real Donald Trump.
Oh, real? Okay, I'm gonna do.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
This is why Mark is not good at writing on the website. He's barely literate.
I'm not good at much in life. So, okay, here's how I would do it to make it better. Bus crash in Tennessee, so sad and so terrible. Condolences to all the white family members and white loved ones. Those beautiful white children will be remembered.
That's good too.
That's pretty good, huh?
I would have changed it to something about those poor kids will never get the chance to vote for me.
Oh my God. Maybe all three of us should just post our own versions of this. I like all three of those.
I'm seriously considering Dr. Ben Carson as the head of HUD. I've gotten to know him well. He's a greatly talented person who loves people. Okay. Right, who's gonna take this one on?
I think I did that one, didn't I?
Did you?
No, I don't think you did that one. You're slacking.
No. I started too early and I couldn't think of anything. Because the problem is he tweets like exactly 140 characters. It's hard to.
It is, yeah. Like I can't add white to Mark's thing.
Yeah. Because I started to put something about. I wanted to put. He puts the U in HUD, if you know what I mean.
I'm seriously considering Dr. Ben Carson as head of blacks. I've gotten to know him well. He's greatly talented black who loves blacks.
Black.
Black. Okay, should we talk about? Why don't we talk about what's going on in Donald Trump news, as this is what we're supposed to be talking about in the first place.
Okay.
Okay, what is going on in Donald Trump's news? Let's see. Donald Trump had an interview with New York Times. In the interview, he said he was not going to go after. He was not going to prosecute Hillary Clinton. Yet throughout the entire campaign, he made a gigantic issue of Hillary's emails and how she's a big-time criminal and she's destroying the country. And now he says, not that important. What do you think about that?
I hope he keeps going back on what he says just because it's funnier for all the people who voted for him.
So far, he's not indicting Hillary or going after her. So far, he's already said it. Maybe it's going to be a fence, not a wall. The wall, and he didn't even talk about the wall for a long time. So the wall thing's not happening.
Soon it's going to just be a spork in the ground.
Yeah.
And he also said he also said that he thinks there might be a connection between human activity and global warming, which I'm sure made the alt-right very happy.
They're ready to impeach him already.
Yeah.
Also, Melania, during the New York Times interview, had an abortion on the table. So, so that I think he's going against. He's also reversed some of his views there. Apparently it's cost $1 million a day of New York City to protect Donald Trump.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's staying in his in the Trump Tower, which is around Columbus Circle, and now they have to pay $1 million a day to protect him. And
the problem is they're always going to have to pay that because even if after he's president, he still gets Secret Service protection. So that building is like never going to be the same again.
Well, but if he's in the White House, then they'll protect him at the White House. But apparently Melania is staying there with their son.
Well, they can't leave they can't just leave the building empty. There's going to be security there.
What do you mean? They're not going to guard everything with Trump on it. They're not going to be like They're not going to have Secret Service outside Trump stakes.
No, I'm talking about Trump Tower.
No, I know. We don't have to guard Trump Tower if he's not there. If none of the family members.
Sure you do.
Why?
Because it's his home. It's because anybody could just walk in with a bomb.
They weren't like, hey, Obama, do you still own property in Chicago? We're going to guard that.
Yeah, it's a little different with Obama.
That's a house that only nobody really gives a shit. This is a major building in a major city.
Yeah, but you don't guard if he's not there, you're guarding the president, not things he owns.
Yeah, I think there'll be security there. I mean, not as much as while he's living there, but
I don't think there'll be government insurance. I don't think the government's protecting him. If he wants to have private security, by all means. But we're not gonna. New York City's not gonna pay to protect the Trump Towers.
No, it'll be the Secret Service. It won't be the New York police.
Oh, well, right now it's the New York City police and the Secret Service.
It's a good thing he's only taking $1 a year as a salary because it's costing so much to protect him.
Yeah. Well, the federal government either is also. Yeah, he gets $400,000 a year that he's not taking. It costs $1 million a day to protect him in New York City. So I don't know who's I think we're getting scammed here.
It's pretty good math.
Yeah.
I'll protect his house for a couple hundred.
I didn't ace math, but I think $1 million is close to, if not greater than, 400,000. What else is going on in Donald Trump news? He attacked the Hamilton play on Broadway because, well, he said throughout his entire Triad campaign, he's going to stand up to the Chinese and or Broadway. So he's keeping one of those two promises. Do you think Hamilton they were out of line? So Hamilton, during the play or after the play, they gave a message to Mike Pence of unity. Do you think that was out of line?
I thought it was embarrassing, but I wouldn't really say it was out of line. I mean, they did tell the crowd to stop booing, and they just asked him to treat everybody equally. So it was a little tacky, but I don't think it's like this huge deal that I mean, Pence did make laws that said you had to have funerals for miscarriages. So
I mean, but Pence also hates gay people.
yeah.
So I mean, if I'm in half the cast, I'm assuming is gay because it's a play. Like, I would be like, what the fuck are you even doing here?
I could watch the gays dance before they go to hell.
Like, was it like I could picture him like sitting there, like rubbing his chin, like, okay, kill that one.
Right.
And he gets conversion therapy, and she get rid of her. Like, I could just like picking him out like that episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns is trying to pick out a cow for his steak. And he's just pointing, kill that one, kill that one.
Mike Pence believes in conversion therapy.
Yeah.
And I have to think anyone that believes in conversion therapy went through conversion therapy.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even joking. Like, not even joking. Like, you couldn't actually believe that in that unless you were like, I went through it and it worked for me. I keep my obsession with cock to myself.
I totally don't love cock now. Totally.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about cock right now.
This Secret Service man, if not for conversion therapy, I'd be fucking him bareback right now. My hot, sweaty body on his. It would be awesome. But conversion therapy, I don't want to do that much, that badly.
It's true that usually the more you're against something, the more likely you are that something.
Yeah. Well, I always think about it this way. Like, I stare at if I'm riding the subway or anything else or walking in New York City, I stare at every girl possible. I just can't stop staring at any attractive girl that walks by. I wish I could stop. I imagine for gay people, same is true. They stare at every good-looking man that goes down walking down the street. They describe it as a choice you're making, and I've never had the choice where I'm like, do I want that really hot girl or that dude? It never really occurs to me that I want to nail the dude. And I imagine the same is true for the gay person. They never occurs to them they'd want to nail the girl. I don't understand. I always when people say it's a choice, I'm always like, oh, when did you choose to be straight? Did you think about it? Was it like something that you like really thought a lot about?
Wrote the pros and cons on a piece of paper.
Pros and cons. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. If you believe that it's a choice, then you also believe that you made a choice to be straight. And pros, I'll be accepted at church. Cons, vaginas are icky. Pros, let's see. Pros, my parents won't hate me. Negatives, can't borrow clothing from my mate. Pros, let's see, what else are pros? Pros, not damned into hell. Negatives, no sweaty men on top of me. Pros, yeah, like it's like that kind of thing.
Pros, no more kids in this world.
Yeah, pros, no more kids. Negatives, yeah. So anyway, what else is going on in Donald Trump news?
I think you covered everything.
There hasn't been much. Nobody's seen him really.
New York Times saw him today. He also, so apparently, so Hillary now is up by 1.7 million votes. So I don't know what
That's
to make
not
of
that many.
What do you mean it's not that many? It's a million. It's 1.7 million. And apparently also there was some analysis that they analyzed the counties that voted for Hillary and the counties that voted for Donald Trump. And basically 2/3 of our economic output come from the counties that voted for Hillary. And about 1/3 of our economic output came from the counties that voted for Trump. Which means basically the counties that need government intervention the most, need the help, like need a safety net, need help from the government, they voted to dismantle the government.
Well, yeah, it's because he promised to get rid of Muslims. That's why.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird, it's just a weird thing that like she dominated basically all most productive counties in our our society, and you're like, oh, Trump will save us, and the first thing they start talking about is how do we do away with Medicare, Obamacare, Medicaid, food stamps, and you're like, oh, but we need those things here. I thought America was gonna be great again. It'll be great because we're gonna eliminate you.
When I said great, I meant for me.
Yeah.
Republicans have this great bait and the Republican politicians have this great bait and switch game that the Republican voters fall for all the time, where they vote against their self-existence basically to be like, it's like, well, we're gonna raise your taxes and you're gonna be poor forever, but we're gonna make sure that there's no gay marriages around here. And everybody's like, well, fuck yeah, hey, I've been poor, I don't want no gay people getting married around me.
Donald Trump, just to add in, Donald Trump has already said that he's totally fine with gay marriage. He's like, it's already the law, not doing anything about that.
Yeah, he said that. I saw that in 60 Minutes. He said, they asked him about gay marriage, and he goes, well, it's the law, and the Supreme Court upheld it, so it's the law. Which got me thinking, isn't that the same thing with abortion? Isn't that the law, and the Supreme Court upheld it? So why is it the law for that, but it's not the law for...
Because it doesn't agree with what he wants.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they'll actually ever change it because it would be such a giant crisis if you changed it. I mean, all it would really mean is rich people get abortions and poor people get bad abortions.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. It would just be like, oh, why are all these poor people you'd have to get an extra crime unit, and during Prohibition, you'd have to have the abortion police.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there so much blood in the street? No, literally, why is there so much blood in the street? Because poor people are getting abortions and they're not going well.
Boardwalk Empire, Abortion Edition. Is there anything else we want to talk about for Trump? There's a lot of things that are going on in Trump, but also the Dow Jones, if that means anything to you, it's been up 1,000 points since Donald Trump got elected. So Wall Street has a big erection over Donald Trump.
Yeah, all-time high.
Yeah, I don't know what to really talk about that about. And Donald Trump settled his lawsuit with Trump University, or for Trump University for $25 million. He said he did absolutely nothing wrong, and when I do nothing wrong, I pay $25 million also. Brian, are you dialing the phone?
No, I didn't do that.
Jay, what are you doing?
I'm trying to call somebody.
You calling for a pizza, Jay, or what are you doing?
Who are you calling?
I'm trying to call somebody who said I won a lot of money.
Oh, good. I'm glad we're moving on from Trump. Go on.
I don't know how to do the plus symbol on here. Skype. How do you do the plus symbol?
So this is a nice segue. What's happening?
877, the symbol for borium. H2. Okay, so I want to talk about something. I have a couple of things. Jay, do you know how to dial a goddamn phone? Is that Jingle Bells?
That should be it. Why aren't you dialing? Dial. Add it. The fuck?
Okay, do you want to hear about my what's going on in suburb life? Because since Jay can't dial a phone.
Wait,
Yeah.
one more try. One more try.
Oh God, really?
Yeah.
The Trump broadcast, it's actually painful to listen to. So there was a bomb scare for all schools in Nassau County. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Wow.
Yeah, this happened. I get off the train Monday. I get a text from one of the other parents saying, hey, did you guys hear about the bomb scare at the school? And I'm like, oh, bomb scare at my kid's school. This is kind of unsettling. And apparently someone made a threat said he's going to put a bomb in all the schools in Nassau County. There may be thousands of schools in Nassau County.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, but the police have to take it seriously and check all the schools in Nassau County, including the school my son goes to. So here's the thing. He's in kindergarten. We get notices about everything. They're selling pencils with the elementary school's name on it. We get a notice about it. They're selling shorts there. We get a notice about it. They're raising money with a bake sale. They're raising money with a mom's night out. They're raising money this way and selling this and doing. There are so many. First off, I understand maybe the school doesn't have enough money. Just charge us an extra couple $100 with our taxes and leave us the F alone. But there's like a fundraiser every other day. And so we get so many notices home. You know how many notices we got about the bomb scare? There being a possible bomb in our kid's school? 0. They weren't able to send all the notices out.
They weren't able to get. Wait, they weren't able to get
chocolate.
them all out?
Well, they probably
weren't-
had a priority list of who they wanted to save and who they didn't want to save, just
Some-
in case.
Yeah, some parents got the notice about the bomb scare. We did not get the notice, and our friends did not get the notice about the bomb scare. We didn't. They let us know the school bookstore is open again with a notice, but the possible bomb in the school. Fuck it, we're not telling you about that shit.
Are you talking about like a paper notice?
Anything, paper notice, text message.
No, but
Why
like,
they-
how do you
I-
run out of like text message?
I don't know. I just figured there should be some notification system where they let us. We get. Apparently there was. So they sent the email or something to one of the other moms. There was a letter that was supposed to go out. We just never got the letter. You think they would be able to get the letter out, or just like they have we have an email list from the school. They're like, this is what's going on in your kid's school this week. And it could be like, here's what's going on this week in school. We're getting prepared for Thanksgiving, trying to find the bomb that might be hidden in the school, and we're everyone's eating breakfast for lunch.
That is just insane.
I don't know why you can't like let us know about the bombs. We as parents, we were like, this is wonderful. You let us know about every bake sale, but a bomb in the school, and you kind of forgot. So that was a bit unsettling. No, the school didn't go boom, so everything's fine. But
that's
it was
good.
yeah. I don't think I'd be doing the podcast today if the school went boom.
Well, if it did, you'd find out like 2 days later.
Yeah. I don't know where my son is, but I'm going to wait for a school notification. See, that went on. And then here's the other thing in suburb news, and part of my segment, Living in the Suburbs, a segment by Mark. So I've talked about on the show before, not on the Trump podcast because this is a new show, but on the Brink show about the fact that when I get home I take a train to the New York City. When I take the train back, sometimes because of just how it works out with the cars, I don't have a car at the train station. And even though it's about 2 miles from where where I live to the train station, Jay thinks you can walk those 2 miles in a matter of 6 to 7 minutes. 7 minutes to walk 2 miles, Jay?
Yeah, just about.
Okay.
And Mark
So I
thinks
wanna be
it's
home-
about 57 minutes.
Okay. So I want to be home as fast as possible because I want to see my kids because it's right before they go to bed. And so I usually take a taxi. The taxi takes about 15 minutes versus walking, which takes about 35 minutes. Jay thinks this is insane, but I do want to see my kids. Anyway, so the other alternative to taking a taxi is getting a ride from people. Do you think you would, and if people live in your neighborhood, they can kind of drop you off if they live near you. Would you, I guess, so here's the question. You see someone you know from your neighborhood, but they're about 100 feet ahead of you, maybe 50 to 100 feet ahead of you. Would you call out their name to like flag them down to get a ride home? Or would you take a taxi?
Yeah, I don't
And I
think...
know, just assume you're taking a taxi. Don't assume you're like, no, I would walk because I can walk as fast as the Flash.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, why not?
You would flag them down?
Well, it depends
So-
how. I mean, I'm not going to run down the middle of this road, but if
No,
it's reasonable,
it's like a platform you're walking down off the train. Like if it was you, I would just flag you down and if you live right near me, I would get a ride from you every day. And I wouldn't give a shit about how you felt about it.
right?
But if it's someone I don't really know that well, and we're just kind of like just getting to know people in the town, I feel like I don't want to be, and I'm sure a lot of people get rides all the time, but I don't want to be the guy that like asks people for rides every day. Can I get a ride from you? And like
You don't
especially I
ask for a ride. You just do all guilt trippy. It's like, oh, you're driving home. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm about to walk a couple miles. Don't have
Oh,
my
you know,
car.
I one day I saw someone, I was sitting near someone I knew, and I asked him I was just having a conversation of which parking lot he used, and he goes, "Oh, do you need a ride?" And I was like, "Well, I guess." And he didn't actually live near me, so he had to go all the way out of his way to drop me off. And the whole time, like, God, I'm an asshole. I can't believe I'm making this guy drive out of his way. And it's no problem. Like, I'm such an asshole. But how would you feel if like we kind of know each other in town,
Mhm.
and I'm like 50 feet away. I'm like, "Hey, Jay, can I get a ride?"
Well, I walk fast. I would just catch up to him with my speed walking, and then I'd be right next to him, and I'd be like, "Hey."
So my wife thinks I'm a weirdo because I wouldn't flag someone down to get a ride. because I'm like, I'll just take a taxi because I feel like it's awkward to try to like call someone's name out or like go out. I don't want to be putting people out of their way to like give me a ride. Though my wife's like, they live near us. What the hell? We mean, why are you so weird? Just ask them for a ride.
I feel like every day your wife is having a slow realization of how insane you are.
Oh, this was a moment. She was just like, she thought I was completely. And then another time, so that happened. And then like the next time we were on the train, maybe the next week, she's like, oh, so and so can give you a ride if you see them at the train. And I was like, well, I don't have their number. I can't really text them. We'll just get a ride from them. And so I didn't see them at the train. And I didn't want to like stand out in front of the train. Then we got off and like go like hunting for them. So I just took a taxi home. And she's like, why didn't you like find them? I was like, I didn't know where they were. She's like, they would have given you a ride. Like, why don't you just like text them? And she made a whole deal. I'm like, well, I just don't want to be the person asking people for rides every day. And she's like, why? Well, they'll just give you a ride. They live near us. What's your problem? I'm like, you've married a weird person. I don't have to tell you.
Did you say, why didn't you pick me up?
Well, yeah. The only reason we don't have her pick me up is that, like, if she's home, is that if
Because she hates you and she wants you to walk.
no, if she comes with the kids, it becomes like almost not like it's right near their bedtime, and becomes something like we feel sorry that she picked me up because the kids get like all crazy, and you're like you want to get them to sleep, and then you never get them to sleep, and it ends up being hard and more trouble than it's worth.
White people problems, Jay. White people problems.
Rich white
you're
people
not.
problems. Rich, I have
you're
a
not.
house people problems.
Anyway, so then I get into the taxi. I take a taxi. I get into the taxi, and you go to the taxi, and the taxi like charges you like $7 for your ride, and they take multiple people. And so someone was already sitting in the taxi. I sit down, and I look over, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the dads that like his kid is also in my son's class.
But you have
But I'm
facial
not-
blindness, so you have no idea.
Yeah, I have facial blindness. I don't really know, and I don't want to be like, hey, and I don't remember his name either because I'm also a moron, or his son's name either, and I don't think our sons even played that much together. But I'm like, I want to say, hey, what's your name? Your what's your name son is in my son's class in school. You remember me, and I feel like he might look at me and go, I don't remember you because I also have facial blindness. Or no, I feel like he might not. If he's wrong, it'll be awkward. But also, I'm thinking like I sat down in the taxi. Wouldn't he at least look over to me? And like, there's no like looking over to see who sat down next to him, which I think is kind of weird. If you're sitting in a taxi and someone gets in and sits down next to you, don't you like kind of look over to see who that person is?
Yeah, but now you're off the hook.
Well, yeah, but then I feel awkward, and then like, but I'm not positive it's him or not. But then he like gives his address, and I kind of remember where they live, and I'm like, oh, it's totally him. But now it's dark in the cab because they turned off the lights because we're driving now. And I can't really be like, hey, I know we've been in the cab for like 10 minutes together already, but like, don't you? And I can't start the conversation because I'm also just an awkward person. And so then I have the whole ride and he gets out. And the whole time I tried to look out the window the whole time and not look at him because I'm worried that like it'll be more awkward if he sees me and I haven't said hi.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of happened to me the other day. I saw an ex-coworker on the subway, and I looked over at him, and he looked right back at me, and I like kind of nodded, and he didn't say anything. So then I'm like, okay, I guess we'll just pretend we don't know each other now. And then he looked over again like 5 minutes later, and he was like, oh, hey. And like, I'm like, you clearly fucking saw me 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't. And the thing is, for me, I'm so bad. I'm also facially blind, so I don't really know if it was him at first. But then when I figured out it was him, I'm like, it's already been long enough that I should have said something.
I wanted to
can't,
be like, remember when I didn't have a job and I asked if you knew anything and you didn't even respond?
Wow, that's pretty cold.
Yeah.
You emailed them or you like asked them like?
Yeah, I emailed him because I was, that's the contact info I had.
Oh, okay. Let me let's reenact him receiving the email. Oh, this is from my old coworker. Oh, he doesn't have a job. Delete.
End scene.
And see. Yeah, no, I mean, he's probably like, can't help me now. He's become a loser. So I only deal with people that are going to help me in my career.
Yeah, he's one of those people like, if you can't do anything for me, you're worthless.
Oh, did you ask him when you saw him? You're like, hey, I emailed you about a job when you, did you like make it extra awkward?
No, it was already awkward enough with the, seeing each other and ignoring each other for 5 minutes. Figured that was enough awkwardness for one trip.
I probably would never have acknowledged. I probably would just like, I think I do that sometimes. I see someone I kind of think I know. If I look over and they don't look back to like, so we can have the moment we like say hi to each other.
Mhm.
I'll just look away the rest of the time and pretend I didn't see them.
I think I might have told you. I usually don't want to actually talk to people, especially in the mornings. And I saw a girl I worked with on the subway, and I looked right at her, and she looked over at me, and then I turned away. And then I went to work, and she went over to my desk and called me out on that.
Oh, that's cold.
That was so awkward. She's like, "You totally saw me," and looked away. I was like, "Oh shit."
That was like us at a party in college, Jay. A girl looked at us, we look away.
Yeah.
What did you give an explanation? Like I would have acknowledged. I would have said hi to you, but I secretly hate you. Just want to let you know.
What do you even say at that point? Kind of just turn red and look back down. Like, you fucking got me.
Did you make it worse and go, oh, it was because you were black? It's Trump country now.
It's not
We're
that
in a
I didn't
post-racial
see you.
society.
It's just that I don't like you.
Do you actually like this person?
I didn't really have more. It was one of those people that, like, you pass in the hallway and you say hi and you have no other interaction with them ever. So it's not even like, it was a hello coworker.
I always find it weird also when you have those people where like you're in a situation like maybe like say you're like in college and this is someone you see that maybe you're in a freshman dorm but you don't really know them at all.
Mm-hmm.
But you just see them a bunch and you never became friends with them. And then like 15 years later, you're riding the subway, you see them, you're like, wait a second, was I friends with that person in college? And I just forgot about them? Like, was I friendly with that person? Not like best friends, but like friendly with that person? Or did I never talk to that person? Their face looks familiar and like you're like, I don't know if I should say hi or not, or just pretend I don't know them.
I don't know anybody's name. So I was on the subway the other day and I saw an old coworker and he's like, "Hey, Jason, how you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, hi." And I don't know the guy's name, so I'm just not saying anything. And he's like, "Oh, Lisa says hi too." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I don't know who Lisa is, but tell her I said hi too." I got to start learning people's names. There's got to be a trick to like get better at that, right?
Yeah.
I think the theory is for me is like every time I learn somebody new's name, I forget somebody's old's name.
There's a good I'll tell you you cannot fail at doing if you do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know? I have a tip for the audience. If you're bad at remembering names, here's what you do. So say I meet Bri, and Bri's like, "My name is Bri." I say in my head, I say Bri, and then I get the name Bri tattooed on my arm.
I knew this wasn't going to be serious.
And that way, I never forget because I have a fucking tattoo.
I think the trick is supposed to be say their name a bunch of times right after you meet them. Like if he says, "Hi, my name's Bri," you're like, "Hi, Bri, nice to meet you, Bri," and you say it like 2 or 3 times, and it kind of like sticks a little more. For me,
by the way,
he would be like,
By the way, the member on one of our members of our Trump writing website he's texting me something that could just be on the website. He's texting me content, not posting it. This is someone else from the team.
He's that paranoid that
this is someone else.
Jesus Christ.
This is not even paranoid. This is just a lack of interest in our website.
Can you just can you text them back the username and login and password?
I don't even know why that person only put up one post. Anyway,
Be like, "Oh, you realize that Jay spent time making separate logins for everybody on the website."
I'm also first of all, I'm never logging into mine, and just screw you. If you log me out, I'll never post again. I'm the only one that posts articles, so don't even fuck with me.
I told Mark I was going to change the password for the website so he has to use his own login.
And I don't even know why I even care. I just don't. My principle at this point, it's a principle not wanting to use my own login. And my principle being I like to fuck with Jay.
I grind my teeth every time he posts, and I just see the generic login name.
As if it matters. What's the difference?
If the site ever got popular, people would want to know who's writing what.
Yeah, if a blue whale ever lived in my house, it would be kind of tight in here.
Okay.
It's just as realistic a scenario as the site getting popular.
I think mine's a little bit more realistic.
Do you think so we had 15 people come to the website today. Which of the 15 people you think was concerned about who wrote what article?
Probably all 15.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe when we download the show, they need to like figure out. I don't know how this would relate to the audio of the podcast. Anyway, yeah. So anyway,
Have we gotten any comments on any of the posts or no?
Yeah, there's one guy that comments on it. On the Facebook page at least. We got one comment I think on the website, and on the.
But you had one guy to tell you to go to hell the other day. I was just wondering.
Yeah, we had a couple people tell us to go to hell, and they never posted again. So that was that's part of our $5 campaign. We put $5 into promoting the website. It didn't work. All we got was people telling us to go to hell.
Oh, okay.
So thank you, Facebook, for that $5. There's one guy who has like liked a couple things, and I don't know, but I feel like just Jay knows this person.
He lived across the street from me growing up.
Okay, that was my question. I figured you had to know.
So our website has not expanded beyond across the street from where I lived.
Yes. I think Jay's dad has liked a couple things on this, and across the street. So we will move to maybe the block over soon, and eventually we will have 3 or 4 blocks in Jay's neighborhood growing up, and that will be our peak. Well, I'm also picturing us. We're going to just stop doing the site, and then one day I'll be having drinks or something with one of the people on the site, and they'll be like, "Oh, hey, why did you guys stop doing it? The site was about to blow up. You really shouldn't have stopped." And I'll be like, "Oh, but you didn't contribute at all." And he'll be like, "Yeah, I did." And it'll just be awkward.
Yeah, and then you'll go back to the website and you'll show him the one post he made.
Yeah. Anyway,
you guys want to do questions?
Yeah, let's go to questions. Do you want me to? Oh, I had one article. I had one thing really quickly. Jay had gave me a book to read, or not that he wrote a book, but it was a book about it was written. Crack.com is a very funny website, and someone wrote a book about basically ways that like the world could end. Right? Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Jay?
Did I let you borrow the physical copy or?
No, you read it to me over the phone.
Well, I wasn't sure if I recommended it or I just like handed it to you.
You handed it to me.
Okay.
I don't think I ever gave it. Did I ever give it back to you? I don't think I ever.
No, that's why I can't find it. Okay.
Do you want it back?
Well, eventually, once you've.
Sure. I'm done reading it. I can give it back to any time you want.
Oh, you actually read it? It's not like my Walking Dead comics where you just kept it for a year and didn't read one page?
Oh, here's that gave a shit. Bri, you ever had anyone insist you read something, come over to your apartment and bring it to you, and like leave it on your bookshelf and say, "You should read this," and then loan it to you again for no apparent reason because you didn't read it the first time?
No.
Well, that's what Jay does. He like basically broke into my apartment and forced Walking Dead comics on. He's like, "You'll love this. I don't like comics. You'll love this. Fine." A year later, he's like, "I want to get that back. How much have you read?" "Nothing." "Okay, I'll loan it to you again." Did you loan it to me twice?
No.
Okay, I thought it was the second time, or maybe I was just like reliving it in my dreams.
I think you exaggerated that story a little bit too.
Not even close. Anyway, so he lent me this book about ways in which the world could end. It was a very funny book and an interesting book and kind of scary. So anyway, keeping that in mind, there's an article I came across in the New York Times. The headline is, or the title of the article, "The Pentagon's Terminator Conundrum: Robots that could kill on their own." The Pentagon is working on robots that could kill without first being like, instead of pressing a button and telling a drone to kill, the drone will know when to kill and when not to kill on their own.
So the Terminator is really happening.
That's why they call it the Terminator Conundrum, because it's literally they're going for the Terminator by making robots that make their own decisions about killing.
Yeah.
I can't believe our own government has seen the movie and is going to follow through with this anyhow.
It took them long enough. The movie's 35 years old.
It does seem doesn't that seem a little scary?
A little bit. Is the robot named Skynet?
It's actually named Murphy. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. And they've already been like kind of testing this. I don't know why you need a robot that can kill without make its own decisions about killing. I don't know what the benefit there is. Like we can't kill enough on our own. We need the robots to like make the decisions without us.
I don't know. United States is so just war hungry. They just want to make
Well,
everything
if
they
they
can
make
kill.
them police officers, then they could kill black people, and then the white cops don't get in trouble. So that's probably a plus to that.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Automatically-
I mean, I guess kind of.
Built-in racism robots.
Yeah.
I could see-
Colorblind.
I can see the commercials or now. Do you get tired, worn out from deciding who to kill? It's hard work trying to decide who to murder each day. Well, now you don't have to. With our robot killing machine, it'll make the decisions for you. And then people like that's the before and the after. The after is like, now I have so much more free time. I've taken up yoga now that I don't have to decide who to kill every day.
No, I could see like one of those. How like they have conventions for like all the like industries, where it would be like a police convention where they're having like presentations of like new equipment and like new guns and everything, and it'd be
Are you
like,
talking about? Are you gonna relive RoboCop?
sorta, yeah. And, the presentation comes out. It's like, are you tired of killing black people and have to do all the paperwork? Well, let us get the killer here to do it for you. He doesn't do paperwork.
Now it's not a dead black person; it's a computer glitch.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I posted the 2 versions of our Trump joke from before, and
Yes.
2 of our 9 followers unfollowed.
Oh, one was me. I hit it by accident, but I followed again. I think.
No, we're still at 7.
No.
By the way, I don't know if you can call the. I think when you called the Twitter, the Twitter account a success, you might have overstated it.
It won't
Yeah.
be a success until somebody famous retweets it.
I'm sure that'll happen. We had Jerry Ferrara from Entourage retweet one of our tweets from the Knicks podcast, and it made no difference.
We got a lot when Grant Hill retweeted us.
That didn't happen.
It did.
Grant Hill retweeted us?
Yeah, I made fun of him and he retweeted it.
I don't remember. Did we get a lot from that?
Yeah.
Did he get hurt doing it?
I wrote something like, Grant Hill is so old he should be on the Knicks. And
Oh, that's pretty good.
and he retweeted that. That was the year the Knicks had all those 38-year-olds. And
Yeah.
he retweeted
Oh, that
it.
year.
Let's go to questions. Steven writes, who's hosting? What do you guys think? What's the answer?
This is why I love when Mark reads the questions, because that was necessary to read. The email is thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com, and the Twitter is brinkofsanity3.
Steven complained last time you didn't read all the questions, so
Or
I was
PEI Donald.
Steven asked 36 questions last time, and I read 35, and he complained.
okay. I'm gonna read the Facebook questions today. What emails?
Yeah, no emails this week.
On Twitter? Any kind of comments on Twitter?
No.
Any comments on Vine,
No.
Pinterest,
Still don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Pornhub?
Nope.
Wow, Porzingis is so good. I have the Nick came on. He just hit a turnaround. He is so good. Andrew writes, to get serious about the Trump podcast, you clearly. By the way, how in God's name? Stephen just the best.
Oh my God, Mark's trying to do 3 things at once. Are you going to be okay?
He said to refresh the page because he keeps adding more questions.
Yeah, I know. I read that too, but I didn't interrupt the show for it.
Okay, so
Christ.
Andrew. By the way, how do you get? So here's the question I want to solve. How do you get people to come to your website? Even if you're posting really good content, which we're not, how do you get people to come to the website?
Same question, but for Twitter and Facebook and Instagram.
Like, if we start writing about Kardashians and Trump, will somehow people find us. There was that one thing you posted for our Brink website with the girl with you ripped on girls with lip piercings, and we got like thousands and thousands of hits on that.
Tens
one
of
so far.
thousands of hits on that one. That got like 30,000 hits.
Yeah, you should just do everything about Donald Trump and his stance on lip piercing. Like, we should only cover things that are like,
Maybe we should have just done a lip piercing podcast.
we should only cover things that are like really popular. Like, we should go find whatever's trending on Twitter and cover that with Trump each day. Like, if today's covering the big thing that's trending is I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, if it's I can't even think of anything. If it's like Bruce Jenner wants to become a man again, and then you go like Bruce Jenner wants to become a man again, Donald Trump, Bruce Jenner, and see what kind of hits we get.
Maybe we should just bring back the Brink website and continue 1001 rants and just add a rant for whatever's trending.
We should just turn the entire Donald Trump podcast into one rant. Andrew writes, to get serious about the Trump podcast, you clearly need to quit your jobs and do it full time, following him wherever he goes. You cool with doing that, right?
Yeah, who's paying us?
Yeah, Andrew, if you want to pay us, we will do this. If anyone, just to let the listening audience know, we are for sale.
Yeah, we're going to need a per diem.
We are basically, we're the equivalent of whores. And if you pay us, we'll pretty much follow whatever you want. We'll do a podcast on whatever you want.
If you pay us, we'll stop doing the podcast.
That too. We will do a podcast on lettuce. You can have the lettuce podcast.
I got romaine.
We will do
Iceberg.
5 hours a day, every day on lettuce if you pay us. We're that into getting
Lettuce.
paid.
We'll do a lot of lettuce puns.
If you let us do this
Let
for
us
you.
please you.
That's the only lettuce pun, isn't it?
It has to be.
Yeah, if you make us green, we'll let us. Okay.
Mark
Anyway.
vetoed his own joke.
This is terrible. So the idea being that we thought maybe they would get traction with the Trump thing and be able to actually start making money with it. Do you think, how much money do you think we can get with 15 hits on the website a day and 5 to 7 downloads on the podcast and 7 followers on Twitter?
I think we have the answer already.
Okay.
None with that attitude.
This very well may go back to just being the Brink podcast very soon. Andrew writes, maybe Mark could become Ant-Man and attach microphones to the ants that live in his house, and then he could train them to follow Trump around and get the inside scoop on the latest information. I've seen a couple of, so for those that on the Donald Trump podcast who don't know about my ant history, there are a lot of small ants that that just invade my house constantly, and it drives me goddamn insane.
Well, I'm glad they're not big ants.
No, if they were big ants, I'd probably light the house on fire.
Anybody downloading this for political news is so upset right now.
We spent the first 10, 15 minutes of the show complaining about our lack of hits on our website and our podcast. Then we talked about Donald Trump for 10 minutes, and then we went into like my getting a ride.
Your problems.
Yes. So if Donald Trump could solve my issue of having to take a taxi, like maybe if Donald Trump would say, "Hi, Mark, I'm going to make sure you have a ride home every day from the train station," I'd be happier. The country would be great again. As far as the ants, I've seen a couple ants in the bathroom, which concern me. But if I could train the ants to follow Donald Trump, that sounds like a wonderful idea. Brian, do you ever have an insect problem?
No, not really. I mean, just the occasional bug, but I've never had like a breakout or anything.
You're just not
Yeah.
counting the apartment we lived in with cockroaches?
Well, I kind of blacked that out of my head. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah.
Okay, Alan writes.
As an adult, no.
I'm an adult, and I think I basically, what I've gathered is when it gets colder, the ants kind of go away. But basically, every year for the rest of my life, I will have to pay these exterminators to come back to our house to get rid of
Poison
the
your
ants.
kids.
To poison our kids, yes, pretty much, yes. I'm going to be dealing with the ants for the rest of the time I live in this house. Will probably be the rest of my life. I
House
live in
for
an ant
sale,
house.
good price.
I live in an ant house, and it's anyway. Alan writes. Also, I was talking about that Jewish woman that Trump would be good for Israel. Does she think the same? I had mentioned there was a Jewish woman that I talked to who voted for Trump because she thought he'd be good for Israel. And does she still think the same? Yeah, I think she's still a fan of Trump. I haven't raised the question.
Let's go to the concentration camp and ask her.
No, Trump's daughter is. I saw it. Trump's daughter has converted to become an Orthodox Jew, which is kind of weird.
Orthodox Jew?
There was an op-ed on Fox News, their website, that said something along the lines of, "Is Donald Trump the first Jewish president?" And the analogy was that people called Bill Clinton the first black president, which I never really understood. But they're saying Donald Trump is just like a Jew because he kvetches, he complains a lot.
Because he likes money?
He's good with money. Yeah, so they kind of mentioned that, and he's into the media, and I was like, you're kind of being racist here. But then it was other things about him being hardworking, and he can't complain. It was just like it was a weird.
Trump's going to show up to his next press conference with a huge beard.
Yeah, he's gonna show up with like those things that go down from your ears. He's gonna become orthodox too. And then his supporters will really get pissed off.
Wait, his daughter converted to an Orthodox Jew?
That's what I've heard.
Like,
yeah.
I get just becoming regular Jewish, but becoming the Amish Jewish people is fucking insane. Those people are out of their mind.
Daughter Jewish. It's Ivanka Trump, who one of his hot daughters, one of the ones that he has said he wanted to sleep with.
The one he acknowledges exists?
Yes. Who's the other one?
Nobody knows.
There is one that he just doesn't talk about.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is the one married to Jared Kushner.
Probably because she's not as fuckable.
Yeah. So anyway, she was formerly Presbyterian, and now she is modern Orthodox Judaism.
That's insane. Okay.
Yeah, that seems kind of crazy. But I understand that. Yeah, I agree with you. You convert to Judaism. I understand if you want to take on a religion, maybe because your partner's Jewish. But I guess also if you're converting, you're probably going to be more into it than most people. But it's not Orthodox. It's modern Orthodox. She's taking like a different. Whatever.
I don't even know what that means. That probably means you just
like,
cheat on all their insane rules.
Everything's insane. It's basically like, I'm going to believe in the religion, really super into it, but like the part where they don't like women, I'm not going to believe that part. That's kind of what it is.
Right. The part where they say you can't use electricity on Friday, fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe she respects the Sabbath. I don't even know. Andrew writes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Alan writes. CNN asked the question, are Jews people? Mark, does this piss you off? CNN did not ask that question. That would have been a bigger news story, Alan. I think we would have heard about that from anyone besides you. Like it would be reported other places besides this podcast if CNN asked that question.
It's probably on InfoWars.
Yeah, probably. Let me see. I'm going to type in CNN are Jews people and see what we get out of the Google. Jews people, and it doesn't seem CNN if Jews are people headline discuss many including Jake Tapper. What?
Tapper? I just met her.
See?
This really was a headline. Like this is reported by actual news sources, not just our podcast.
Not the fake Facebook news.
CNN slammed for running if Jews are people headline. 2 journalists with the network have condemned the. This actually, the folks at CNN. What the.
CNN has gone off the rails.
The folks at CNN received waves of criticism on Monday night after running a. What's a CHYRON? I don't know how to pronounce that. Chiron. Do you know what that is?
No, never heard of that in my entire life.
It is a electronically generated caption superimposed on television or a movie screen.
Okay.
There's a word for that now. On the lead with Jake Tapper, anchor.
You should know that it's a video editor.
Isn't Jake Tapper that douchebag who fixes up bars?
I don't know. Are you? Yeah. Why don't you know? Bry's right. Right. Why aren't you keeping up with the latest in video editing?
You better be writing this down, Jay.
What if you're about to get okay, Jay? I think I'm gonna hire you to edit the Marvel. Jay. I'm gonna hire you to edit all of the Marvel movies going forward. Can you just tell me what is a Chiron and did I pronounce it correctly?
Well, since you're Mark, I know you pronounced it wrong.
So anyhow, the anchor was interviewing a leader of the alt-right movement, a racist white supremacist movement, on his unrelenting support of Donald Trump. And the guests were asked if Trump should formally condemn their support. At one point in the interview, Mr. Sciato, this alt-right leader, read a quote from the alt-right leader Richard Spencer that questioned the humanity of Jews. And it said, in quotes, one wonders if people are all people, or if these people are people at all, or instead soulless Gollum. And for some reason, a producer thought it would be a good idea to run on the lower third of the screen the question, alt-right leader questions if Jews are people.
That's hilarious.
I want to know what the answer is.
Well, they don't. Yeah, I don't see the actual answer. Well, actually, this. So in fairness, the headline is CNN slammed for running "If Jews Are People" headline, which sounds frightening that CNN would air that. But now in total context, it says alt-right founder questions if Jews are people. So the headline really is giant racist questions if Jews are people. Says something racist basically.
CNN has giant racist on their screen.
Right, but like, isn't that's in context? Not that that's a good, not that like that guy should be saying this, but like in context, doesn't that sound a lot better than the headline? The headline CNN runs "If Jews Are People" headline, and the actual thing is alt-right founder questions if Jews are people.
Mark, I don't care about my facts in context. I just care about short blurbs that are taken out of context that'll make me angry.
Yeah, like that. Like I'm not even annoyed at CNN now. I mean, the CNN. I mean, I don't care if CNN. That's actually like a. Yeah, CNN is pointing out in their headline that the alt-right guy is a bit of a racist, instead of CNN being the racist.
Okay, next question.
Okay. Anyway, okay. Stephen writes, would you rather be Stephen? Question 1 of 3,000. Would you rather be a werewolf or a vampire? Traditional, none of this Twilight bullshit. For all those tuning in for the Trump podcast, now we're getting to the meat of the show. By the way, Knicks are up by 4 points with 1:22 to go in the game.
So if you are a werewolf, you basically live a normal life except during a full moon. But
so
I'll be a werewolf.
But if you're a vampire, then you kind of live forever.
Just for the facial hair.
I just want to point out it's none of the modern Orthodox werewolf. You have to be a regular Orthodox werewolf.
Like a Jewish werewolf?
Yeah. And a vampire, can you convert to be a vampire? Can you marry into, like, how do you, okay, which one would you be, Bri?
A werewolf.
Why wouldn't you want to live forever?
I don't even want to live like another week. Why would I want to live forever?
I knew as soon as I said live forever, Bri was going the opposite.
I'm going to go with a vampire. They're just kind of cooler versus, I don't know, with the werewolf. Like, you have to, like, you come hairy all. I think I'd get too sweaty.
I'm already fat and hairy and sweaty, so I mean, I'm halfway there.
Yeah. I don't need to like get any hairier, so it's not going to work for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
break the tie.
Vampire.
Why? Do you would you be a vampire because you like the lifestyle? Would you?
Because you like wearing a suit.
I mean, living in a castle is pretty cool.
If you so here's the question: if you were a vampire,
you have a cereal named after you too. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good cereal.
If you were a vampire, would you acknowledge the werewolf if you guys saw each other in the subway? Would you look away, or like would you just pretend you didn't know each other?
Did you see that movie made by the guys from Flight of the Conchords where they're all vampires?
No.
And they run into a pack of werewolves and they're all lame. They just started ripping on them for like 10 minutes. It was pretty funny.
No. What's it called?
It's called Jay Made That Movie Up.
It sounds like it is that Jay made it up. Stephen writes, you can magically kill one famous person without fear of getting caught. Who do you pick? Now,
it's called What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, okay.
Can I? That's a good question.
Well, can I just the premise of this question is you can magically kill one famous person without fear of ever getting caught.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason we would kill this famous person is because we fear of getting caught, not the guilt or like the idea of that killing people is wrong. That doesn't. The only thing that holds Stephen back from murder is the fear of getting caught.
Right. We all knew that.
That's the premise of the question.
This isn't like a shocking revelation we got here.
I just think it's a funny like premise. The idea like if we could all murder, we would.
If it wasn't for the Bible, I'd be just killing and raping all day.
Yeah. Like I mean, like if the police wouldn't come down so hard and rape, I'd be raping. That's all I would do all day.
I mean, how do you have any morals if an ancient book doesn't tell you how to do it?
Okay, so who do you? So let's just say we're all cool with killing, because or else Steven's question sucks. Who are you gonna kill? And Bri, if you're already in the process of killing Kanye, you succeeded.
He was my first choice, but I think he's killing himself. So
Yeah, well, he's not dead yet, but yeah.
if he dies, it'll really make a 2016 turnaround for the better. That's for sure.
Do you save humanity from a Kardashian?
Can we change the question to somebody from history?
Oh yeah, if you could kill someone that's already dead, great power there.
Well,
you know what?
If we could go back and kill somebody before they did something.
Do you know, Brian? Did I tell you I have a magical power in which I could kill anyone, no matter how strong they are, as long as they're dead already. I could kill them.
Oh, that's a good. It's pretty good.
Actually, can I change the premise of the show? If we could magically kill one person on the show.
You guys already killed me last week and chopped me up.
Oh yeah, the second episode of the Donald Trump podcast was how to get rid of a body. What? Okay, Brian, why don't you pick someone now, and then you could kill someone from history also.
I'm still thinking.
Okay, kill someone from history then. Just go to history.
I want to kill the person. I want to kill the person who invented insurance.
What's going on with insurance with you?
Just this whole world is about insurance. It's so fucking annoying. Everywhere you turn around, so you got to get your car insurance. You got to get homeowners insurance. You got to get health insurance. Like fuck you. It's all such a scam.
It is a scam.
Yeah, because if nothing happens,
like I just had to repay my car insurance. I had to pay $1,600. I've had my car for 4 years. I paid $1,600 a year for 4 years, and I've never used it. And like you would think, and now if I get into an accident, that money is like, what? You never paid us $1,600 before? No, we're gonna raise your it should go like it's such bullshit. It's like somebody just getting rich for no reason.
It's also a scam in the medical field. It's like you need an MRI, and they're like, well, first you got to go to the doctor, and then you got to get an X-ray, and then you got to get a follow-up checkup.
Jay,
and after 6 checkups, you can.
Derrick Rose probably just won the game for the Knicks.
Oh, he raped somebody in the stands?
Yeah. They did it on the court. Actually, he they gang raped one of the Portland Trailblazers players.
Oh, cool.
And then it was 5-on-4.
They're up by 4 with 6.8 seconds. Got to win this game.
Well, as a longtime Knicks fan, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, Derrick Rose actually just hit a pretty nice shot.
There's always time to mess it up.
He hit one of those shots that Melo always takes and misses. Derrick Rose actually hit it.
I would say Drake.
Okay, so Jay would kill Drake. Bri would kill the inventor of insurance. And I'm going to kill Kim Kardashian now. And I think in history, I'm going to kill the inventor of. I like this inventor thing. I'm going to kill the inventor of podcasting. No, I'm going to kill the. Can I kill JFK first?
Let's kill him earlier. Like 5 minutes earlier. Not even something that would have an effect.
Yeah, shoot him coming down Houston before he turned on the Elm.
You kill him slightly earlier in the drive.
Just to ruin.
Are you fucking kidding me? I had this planned out with the CIA, FBI, and the troll people all this time.
Just to ruin Oswald's day.
Oswald's like, now I'm gonna get fucked for something I didn't do.
I'm gonna kill.
Which I would have anyway. Which I did anyway.
I'm gonna kill the person who filmed the Loose Change documentary or fake-umentary about the 9/11 conspiracy shit that started Jay and Bri into losing their goddamn minds.
That's right. You know they just released the footage showing a rocket hitting the Pentagon. Okay,
that's great.
Yeah, see, even hard footage of actually physically seeing it doesn't convince Mark. So.
Yeah, okay,
and where the crazy ones.
The Pentagon.
And where the crazy ones.
Yes, Knicks won.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm gonna say.
I think I'd probably kill Amy Schumer.
I don't think she's that. I don't think she's that bad. She's kind of funny. You don't think so at all?
No, just to make an example out of her.
What's the example?
Just that she's
How
not
dare
funny
you,
and
women?
She's not funny, and just because she's a woman, you think she's funny, and she's not, and now she's dead.
Bri just leaves that scribbled on her corpse. He writes it in Sharpie on her stomach.
Like, it's serious. In all seriousness, there should be some people that should be killed just to be made an example out of, for people like to just be like, don't fucking do that. And I don't mean like murderers. I mean like famous people, like Amy Schumer.
Bride's example of wanting to kill Amy Schumer is backed up by Amy Schumer.
I'm just saying, if someone killed Amy Schumer, then people would stop laughing and cry at her funeral.
Should I name the episode "Killing
the
Amy
first person
Schumer"?
who ever got their nose pierced should have just all right, like if I was a tattoo artist and a guy walked in and he said, "Give me this on my neck," I would just slash his throat and be like, "Get the fuck out of here."
So
Nobody's next
hang on,
to-
I've got a TV show. I've got a TV. Hang on.
Here,
Right.
You want this on your you want this on your neck? Hold on. Oh, sorry, there's your jugular. You're dead.
So I've got the greatest.
Stop. Next.
I've got the greatest TV show.
Oh, you want a tattoo on your face? Yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
So I want to converge the
It'd be
show.
like, I know where you're
Right,
going.
Bryce, shut up.
No, Bride's on a roll,
Bryce,
Mark. Let him go.
Bryce.
Hi, I'm Mark, and I don't know when to let somebody be funny.
I'm never gonna stop talking.
Oh, Bride's on a roll. Let me just start with my stupid segue that goes nowhere.
Oh, he was on a roll. I want to converge Quantum Leap with Dexter, and Brian's going to go back in time and randomly kill people based on things that annoys him.
Well, I'm glad
Oh.
we. Okay.
No, I want to start a show kind of like Shark Tank, only people come on where they beg for their lives.
Or yeah, it could be like Hostel.
I invented the hoverboard. You're dead. Next.
Or the Shark Tank could be like Hostel, and they just bid on who they want to own and torture in their basement.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're the inventor of, the fucking.
You're Drake.
Yeah, you're dead.
Jay, is it okay if I follow?
Oh, you invented dubstep? Watch out for the trap door.
I'm going to get us a new follower on Twitter, on our Twitter feed.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow on the Trump Pocket thing. I'm gonna follow Drake.
No.
And we are. Let's see. Are we following Drake?
That's it.
Follow.
I'm changing the password.
No. Okay. I'm also gonna send a tweet out. At Drake. I love you and want to have your babies. Tweet.
Changing the password.
You should have put more of your babies.
That's true. I'm gonna write, "Dear Drake, I would not let Jay kill you, even though he said he would going to." Okay. Steven writes, Mark, Mark should buy his son the new Nintendo console next year. I saw that. I thought about that actually.
Is that a question?
It's we asked for topics or questions, and this is a topic.
So you interrupted my role for a topic?
Yeah, I'm glad we did that. That was good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine. Jay,
How
right,
many episodes have you been doing this, Mark?
I don't know. I have 3 actually. 3 episodes of the.
Hey, we're all having a good time. Let's ask a stupid question.
I'm reading. We have to go through the questions. I'm moving on.
You're making a lot of funny points.
Oh,
Here, I
sorry.
have a dumb thing to say.
Oh, sorry for moving on with the show. Jay wants to keep this under 3 hours, so I have to move on to the next question.
Well, we could have skipped the part about the
Okay.
ants.
Okay, Eris writes.
Yeah, guys, we don't have time for the funny parts. I need at least 15 minutes an episode to talk about my ants.
I got ants. Eris writes, guys, the Trump podcast is a very good idea. You just need updating it and make it supernatural or neutral, sorry. But yes, anything Trump gets a insane amount of traction, especially in all caps, once he takes office. So Eros, Jay, could you if you could send, we'll just send you the password and you can do it for us. Anyone wants to write for the podcast, we'll just send you the password. If you wanted to fuck with the site or you want to contribute, either way, we'll just send you the password.
Yeah.
Right. First person to destroy the site, then it's over.
Eris writes, okay, just watched Trump's outline of policy for the first 100 days. I really like what he mentioned above the restrictions on lobbyists and the stats. So one thing he said was if you work for the administration, you cannot lobby for 5 years after working for the administration, which is never going to happen. There's no way they're going to pass a policy. There's no way they're actually going to prevent people from making money off of government.
Right.
Jay?
Yeah, I mean, A lot. All this
He's
stuff
trying to
is
call
pretty
that
much
guy.
spot higher.
Are you trying to call the guy again?
No, I'm not.
Or are you playing? What are you playing? A game? Candy Crush?
How'd you log into that account? I thought you. I thought you did it from the Donald Trump Happened account.
Oh no, I didn't.
We have all these funny following Trump tweets, and then it's just a random "I love you" Drake tweet.
I guess one of our 7 followers will be confused.
Well, good thing half of the followers are the Brink podcast, the Knicks podcast, and Bry.
The 3 actual real people following the podcast are just confused. They're like, I don't know. I loved fake Donald Trump account until he went all mainstream with loving Drake.
Actually, it's a girl I went to high school with, an ex-girlfriend, and actually I know 2 of the other people. We have one person that I don't know.
Well, maybe the one person that you don't know might also like Drake.
Okay.
So maybe he'll be like, hey, I wasn't into this podcast, this Twitter account, but then he likes Drake, and I love Drake. Let's tell our friends the Drake fan club. Would you? So here's the you can have 10,000 followers on Twitter, but all the
I'm trying to figure out
followers
which
are all.
one is Jay's ex-girlfriend.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. 10,000 followers on Twitter, but all the followers are also huge Drake fans and keep messaging lyrics from his songs.
Nope.
100,000 followers on Twitter.
Fine.
Rosera writes, Mark, does it not bother you? You've been with the same woman for 10 years. I mean, the same pink kush. This question has been asked at least 30 times on the show.
Every episode.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's like they've never there's a married person. That's insane.
Maybe you're just confused that how you can hold a relationship for more than 2 weeks.
Yeah. Do you think people always ask my wife the same, your husband, how do you think women get the same question? Or you think this is only a guy thing, asking other guys?
Yeah, no, I'm sure there's a women podcast that Rosero keeps asking that question to.
Okay. Rosero writes, why should us, the middle class, have to pay for food stamps and all these welfare programs?
Well, it comes out to about 35 cents a month as opposed to the $16 a month we pay for war. So think of it that way.
That's how much it costs a typical taxpayer.
Yes.
Jay is saying. Why do I have to pay for war in other countries? Why do I have to pay for a lot of things? If you want to live in a civil society, you have to help everyone. And you could very well, any of us could end up on welfare or on food stamps at some point, and we'd want the safety net there for us. A lot of life is about luck. You could lose your job, have go bankrupt because of a medical something happens. You have something happening medically. Bri, why do you hate food stamps, Bri?
I don't hate food stamps.
Why do you hate welfare programs?
I don't hate welfare programs.
Okay, there you have it. Rosero writes, what will you guys buy for African American Friday? And then in quotations, he puts Black Friday, just in case we need a translation.
I'm going to buy a new phone.
You're going to buy a new phone?
Yeah.
What are you getting? I thought you just got a new phone.
No, I got a new phone that was defective, so now I'm using an old phone. So I'm going to buy an actual new phone that works.
You got an iPhone. What was wrong with the iPhone? You couldn't hear very well on it?
Right.
You sure it wasn't an iPad?
Maybe that was the problem. I mean, the iPhone got so big, you can't tell the difference anymore.
What are you going to get? You're going to get the one that lights itself on fire?
Yeah, I don't know. Do I get the one where you can't use your headphones or the one that explodes? There's so many good phones out there now.
I think I've decided that whenever I'm going to upgrade, I'm just going to keep buying the iPhone 6. I'm not going to go above the 6 Plus or whatever, or the 6S, because I am not going to I'm not going to support a company that eliminates the headphone jack. I hope no one ever buys the 7.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who buys a 7 is just an absolute sucker.
Yeah, I mean they don't they don't add much. I don't understand. Like it's supposed to be a little bit better, but I don't have a fucking headphone jack. Right? What kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone 6 or 6 Plus. I'm not sure.
Yeah, do
6
you
Plus
need,
is the
like,
one
a
that's
year.
as big as an iPad.
Can you see yourself needing anything else? Like you need
Not really.
like they've gotten to the point where it's a pretty good phone outside of it actually like maybe the call quality being better. I don't need anything better.
I don't even. I mean, I think I've used my headphones like twice on my phone, so I don't even like give it. I don't give a shit about that. But
Oh, I use the headphones like every day.
well, you
'cause I also-
guys travel, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
not travel,
The,
but commute.
They're at the point where they're just removing features so they could sell add-ons. Nintendo does the same thing.
What does Nintendo do?
Well, they released their new Nintendo Mini, which is like that retro Nintendo system,
Yeah.
and they made the cord for the controller 2.5 feet long. So basically, yeah.
Oh.
So basically, you have to sit with your face against the TV to play it.
Well,
Or
you just had
you,
LASIK surgery. You should be able to do that.
or you can buy their extenders, which need adapters. So you have to buy an adapter and an extender just to play the system.
That's pretty obnoxious.
Yeah.
The iPhone, they're saying the rumor on the iPhone 8 is that you'll have to pay extra for the power button.
You want a screen? Because this one's just a brick.
Oh, you
Probably
want to?
about that big too.
You know when you dial a phone number, if you want that phone call to go through, you need the adapter.
It's gonna come with like a quarter slot, like a payphone.
The thing's
Right,
the
are
size of a nickel, and you need 75 adapters plugged into it to get all the functions.
What are you
If
gonna
you-
ask me?
Are you going to buy anything for Black Friday?
I don't think so. I probably go grocery shopping because I don't have any food, and there's usually nobody in the grocery stores.
That's a good point. They reversed. They had that trend for a little while where like everything was open on Thanksgiving, and now the stores are stopping doing that.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah.
too busy trampling each other instead of going to the grocery stores.
Yeah, they realized just how obnoxious that was. Basically, they do.
But they still
Um,
do it on Friday.
Yeah, they still. But that you were rooting everyone that works for the store and people that have to get a deal had to go on Thanksgiving. You ruined people's Thanksgiving, and they didn't make any more money doing it that way.
And they got tired of paying all their employees double time because it was a holiday.
Yeah, it was a prisoner's dilemma.
Who are all these people? You got to get $20 off of a Craig brand TV.
I got to get a new TV every year.
I mean, do you remember when it was like to get like a decent TV, you had to pay like $1,500 for these TVs, and now like for $400 you can get like a 50-inch TV. It may not be like good TV, but like how different are they really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the one I bought is like a quarter of the price now.
Mm.
Yeah, and the brands like you can get like a Samsung brand or whatever like good brand, or you can get like Joe's TV, and the Joe's TV is pretty good. It's not that much better of a picture. So I would not pay a lot of money for a TV. Actually, we have a neighbor. I don't think I talked about it in the show. Who bought like a $2,000 TV, really nice TV for their house. They had it for a week, and one of their little kids threw a stuffed animal at the TV. The stuffed animal had like a hard, the face, whatever, is like a little bit hard. It's solid. Hit the TV, broke the TV.
Oh, Jesus.
And they'd gotten the insurance plan on the TV, but the insurance plan does not cover your kid throwing a toy at the TV and breaking it. And the kid is like 2.5 years old, so you can't even. You're amazed that he can even throw something that hard to break the TV. And there's only so much you can do to even get mad at him because he's a kid and has no understanding.
So if he's 2.5, does that mean he won't feel the pain of me choking him? Or
He won't remember it when he's older.
Then they got a new TV, and then the new TV had issues, and they had the store come and like fix it. But it was fixed. But I couldn't even. I don't even know what I would do if my kid like broke a $2,000 TV I just got. That's why we only keep like thing. I'm like our TV is like 10 years old. I'll wait till they break it.
if I had a kid and he broke a $2,000 TV, that would be his bed. You'd have to sleep on the broken glass.
Rosera writes.
Just throw a pillow on it.
Lay it down, and here you go, kid.
You're fucking sleeping there, kid.
Till he's 18. Until Till you're old
Right,
enough
don't-
to move out. You're sleeping on the broken TV, you little shit.
Hang on, to add some reality to this, don't you actually have a kid, Bri?
I do not.
Doesn't your girlfriend that you like you're almost married to have a kid?
She has a kid, yeah. But
How old's the kid?
He's 14.
Okay, so
I thought you were going to say 40.
But he has the emotional maturity not to throw a stuffed animal through a TV, so...
let's just say he does that. Let's say he accidentally breaks your TV, your $2,000 TV, Bri.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, he doesn't live here, so he wouldn't be sleeping on it. I don't know what I would do.
Well, I
I'd throw him
can't
out the
make him.
window.
Honey, hey, I know we've been dating for a while. Can we move in together so I can force your goddamn son to sleep on the broken TV?
Bride just shows up in the middle of the night with the TV in his trunk.
It's your bed now. What are you doing, Bri? I'm gonna make your asshole son sleep on the damn TV.
All right, lightning round. We're an hour and a half into the show.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Now you want me to move on with the questions. Andrew writes, does Jay still go on his lunchtime pokey hunts at work?
I do.
You still do that?
That's still a thing.
Yeah.
Holy shit! But I heard people like do it while they're driving their car.
Yeah, they do. I haven't
They
caught
were.
them all yet. I'm getting close, though.
Bri, did you ever download this?
No.
I've never even thought like, hey, it's a good idea to download this thing.
No, not at all.
Jay, how many Pokemon have you caught?
Thousands?
Do you have that on your resume? Have you spent? I have a question. Have you spent
Did you get them to listen to our podcast?
Have you spent more time hunting for Pokemon, or studying for your CPA exam, or working to become a video editor? Which of these dreams have you actually followed through to try to like? Which is
Oh yeah,
more
have
of
you taken any of those tests?
Yeah, I took the first one. I'll get the grade this week. Second one's coming up in January.
So did you spend more time studying for the exam or hunting for Pokemon?
Probably Pokemon.
Did you spend more time working to become a video editor, your dream in life, or hunting for Pokemon?
Video editor, but it's getting close.
Have you spent more time hunting for Pokemon, or spending time? Have you spent more time with Pokemon or your living girlfriend over the last 6 months?
This is Mark's version of lightning round.
Okay, fine. Andrew writes, is Jay going to buy a mini NES or a Nintendo Switch? What's a Nintendo Switch?
That's their new system that's going to be a piece of shit.
Why is it going to be a piece of shit?
It's a
Oh, it's a
hybrid.
portable and a TV. Yeah. I heard about
Yeah,
that.
so basically it's not powerful enough to be a console, and the batteries will run out too quick to be handheld. So you get the worst of both worlds.
Alan writes, also, what do you think of Kanye being hospitalized for Americans? Do you think the curse of the Kardashians? Look at their real father. He's dead. Bruce is now Caitlyn Jenner. Their brother is a fat waste. Lamar is a crack addict. Harden was terrible the entire year he was going out with one of them. Scott Disick is an alcoholic. Why would anyone get involved with his family?
That entire family's a curse.
Yeah. Stephen writes, what was the last time Mark read religious scripture of any kind? I'm going to go with my bar mitzvah when I was 13 years old. I think I've been to temple. I've been to temple since then for other bar mitzvahs, and I have looked a little bit at this religious scripture. Every time I read the religious scripture, I think it's absolutely like I'm amazed we're all sitting here reading this. Jay, when's the last time you read religious scripture?
Pretty recently, just because I wanted to school a crazy info warrior using only Bible quotes because I thought it'd be funny.
Okay, so you've read it in trolling purposes.
Yes,
Brian,
I use
when's
it
the
just for evil.
Brian, when's the last time you read religious scripture?
Never.
You've had to have you been to church in your life?
No.
Fine.
Well, I mean, I've gone on Christmas.
So did you read religious scripture when you were there?
No.
Okay. Stephen writes, do you guys believe in the paranormal?
No.
I'm not sure. I'm like an agnostic,
What's the paranormal?
like ghosts.
You know that thing that moved that balloon for you?
Oh
That was-
yeah, that thing.
That was the paranormal. So Brian,
Oh yeah, I gotta get her. Yeah, I haven't talked to her in a while. She
you
was
get
gonna
her on
come
the
on
show?
too.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah,
supposed
She
to
was
get
gonna
the
come
show.
on, and then I got pissed at her. I didn't talk to her for like 6 months.
Bry has someone in his life who could talk to the dead or knows what's going on with the dead, and he's going to get her on the show. Get her on the show, please.
Yeah, well, I'll talk to her.
I think I'd be almost as excited to have her on the show as I would be to have Bry's actual girlfriend on the show. Eros writes, I won't lie. Him making restrictions off coal energy taking the restrictions off coal energy does make me worried about the environment. But as Stephen Hawking said, we have at least 900 years left in this planet. Jay and Mark's sleep apnea would have killed them by then. LOL. That was dark. Actually, I love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would say the environment's pretty fucked, but I don't know how much Hillary was even going to do for the environment.
True.
It's just the environment will be a lot worse this way. Stephen writes, can you imagine how it's in China where you can barely breathe the air some days?
Yeah, I know. That's insane. I've seen pictures where they're all like wearing masks and it's like smog monster.
I'm pretty sure also Donald Trump cannot bring back the coal industry. It's kind of dying. But Stephen writes, is Jay going to finish? Why is Stephen's picture now whatever? Is Jay going to finish Lords of the Fallen?
Sure. I'm going to finish it just to get you to shut up about the game. I will beat the game just to get you to be quiet about it.
Okay, Gillum writes a pretty good question. What would it mean for you to make America great again? Do you want to say what does Donald Trump mean by this?
Well, what does Donald Trump mean, or what would actually make America great again? Because those are two different things.
Yes, those are two separate questions. I'm asking both of them. Let's ask. What do you think Donald Trump means?
He means to make the rich richer and to profit off of this.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly about him being like awesome. Mostly about him being like a celebrity, like everyone looking up to him, and then America's great again.
Yeah.
For you, what would Bri, you go first. What would make America great again?
I'd love to see like they seriously like fix like all the highways and the trains.
Yep. Infrastructure. Yep.
Okay. That's
like I don't understand why we can't have these trains like they have over in Europe, where you can get like all the way across the continent in a couple hours, and like you can't get from Connecticut to New York in under 2 hours.
I want somebody doing a criminal investigation to the MTA.
I want a society where there's more equality. Where there's more income equality. There's good childcare provided by the state, and it's cheaper. I want a society where we all hold hands and sing kumbaya together.
Cool.
I guess the big thing, I think there should be more childcare, more done to help families. And I think there should be more. Those are the kind of things. And more, and I think more equality, less. I would raise taxes highly, and try to really restrict how basically the rich take advantage of everything. Stephen writes, what game are you most hyped for?
Cuphead. I guess you guys can move on because you guys don't play games.
Yeah.
Opening day, Mets Braves.
Yeah, exactly. Steven writes, who do you guys main in Mortal Kombat? Steven writes, it's
Raiden.
Mark's son. Do we have to really answer that question?
Raiden. It's one word answer. Jesus.
Oh, God. Okay, so Steven writes, is Mark's son afraid of kittens? Possibly. Is Mark's son... My son was afraid of the new Trolls movie, and he's afraid of a lot. Yeah, he gets afraid easily of anything like where there's a bad guy, or like if it's like too dark in a scene, or...
Is he afraid of the ants?
No, he's not afraid of the ants, actually. Sometimes he'll help me like find, like, if there's not that many of them, he'll help me find the ants. He gets into that.
That's cool.
Yeah. But like like any kind of, but any like movie where there's a bad guy, he gets a little bit frightened.
So that's every movie.
Yeah, a lot of kids' movies have like a scary bad guy, and the Trolls movie he got like really freaked out by, but he didn't have nightmares, so at least he didn't have nightmares. But he wanted to leave. My wife was like, "Okay, there's no point in staying now."
Money well spent.
Yeah, money well spent. She's like, and I'm like, well, why don't we just not do movies until he's not scared of this shit? And she's like, but then we can't go to the movies. And I'm like, what's the point if we have to leave 20 minutes into the movie?
They should have a rate for kids movies for like families where it's like he's gonna want to leave 10 minutes in. Could we just pay like $20 for all of us?
Yeah, or they can have like ratings like they rate these movies G. They could have like G plus for like your kid gets scared too easily. It won't like the only movie that she took him to see Alvin and the Chipmunks and he wasn't scared because there's no real bad guy in Alvin and the Chipmunks.
That Theodore, he's kind of bad.
Yeah. Stephen writes, is Mark's unafraid of flowers? Stephen writes, you guys got any tattoos? I am going to guess that Jay and Brian do not have any tattoos. I do not.
I have one.
You do?
I do.
Where did you put my name?
It says Bry across my arm, so I never forget.
You don't have a tattoo.
Yeah, I do.
What's your tattoo?
I have an eye on my back.
So guys know where to finish?
Yeah, kind
It's
of.
a Tool thing, right?
Oh, it's not no, it's just like, it's an eye with like a tribal-y thing around it, kind of.
What's it mean?
It's so guys know where to finish.
Okay. Stephen writes, have you seen Harley Quinn's ass in Arkham Knight? Shit fucking unreal. I'm going to assume Harley Quinn's a dude.
I have not played Harley Quinn yet.
Is it Harley Quinn a motorcycle?
It's the chick from Suicide Squad.
I don't know what that is.
You didn't see the million previews for that movie?
Have you guys seen the movie?
No, it's not out yet, and I don't go to the movies.
I don't know anything about comic books. I don't know anything about superheroes.
What do you mean? Of course it's out.
No, it was in the movies, and it's not on video yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I meant it was in the movies. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not spending $20 to go see a mediocre movie.
Alan writes, is Trump a secret liberal? He asked for safe space for himself and Mike Pence.
Yep. He's going back on everything he said. Why not?
Yeah, I just don't think he's the you think he's like I mean, he's pretty much, I don't think he's an extreme conservative either.
No,
I think
he's been best friends with Hillary his whole life. He's not an extreme conservative.
I don't think we're getting the liberal president we want, but I don't think he's like the extreme right-wing president.
No, that's just media propaganda.
I am curious / horrified to see what he actually does as president. Rosero writes, Mark, not all people who voted for Trump are racist. You damn white cracker. A lot of people, I never even said this. A lot of people who voted for him cost of Obamacare. They did not want their insurance premiums to go up. So you voted for the guy that will get rid of your insurance? And what the hell does Trump have to do with your insurance premium? Obama have to do with your insurance premiums going up?
Yeah, I never understood how Obama gets blamed for insurance companies raising their prices.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could like blame Obamacare if you were on Obamacare and the rates go up for your Obamacare. But if you're on regular insurance, like through your company or elsewhere, and your rates go up, it has nothing to do with Obama. Do you think people voted for Trump because they're racist?
No, media propaganda.
Yeah, I think that I mean, there's a movement of people that are racist and voted for Trump. Then they go on these there is that movement of people, but I think the majority of people just feel like they were been screwed over the last, like, either they're like just conservatives in general, or they feel like they've been screwed over by this country for long enough that no one cares for them. So you give a message of change and people go for that.
All right, lightning rounds.
There's 2 more questions, Jay.
Yeah,
Eros writes.
You're reading them. This could go on another hour.
Eros writes, status quo of politicians. I also like what he mentions above bringing jobs back here. I'm reading articles, and already Apple and Ford are considering building some factory product plants here in the USA. So, Mark, how about your white guilt ass shut the fuck up and you think about what's best for American middle class and trying not look racefully politically correct?
Yeah, Mark.
Here's the little catch-22 about bringing jobs back and opening up factories and stuff. There's nobody qualified to work in any of them because nobody wants to work in a factory and do hard labor anymore.
I don't think that's true, actually. I think a lot of middle America would be very happy working in factories. A lot of the Trump voters are bad because the factory jobs are gone.
Yeah, but they're 50 years old. By the time they build a factory, they're going to be ready to retire.
But I'm sure their kids will want to work in the factory. A lot of people want to work in factories, are fine doing the factory jobs. We just have to get them back here. I don't think Trump's going to bring these jobs back here, but
I think factory workers are a dying breed.
Because there's no more factories.
Right. And I mean, young people, they don't want to do that.
I mean, part of the issue also is that we lost more jobs, not because of like jobs going over. They lost a lot of jobs because of jobs going overseas. We've lost also a lot of jobs because like of automation. Now we have machines that can do a lot of the stuff.
Lightning
Like,
round.
Machines can they can make things. They can kill people now. Machines can do a lot. Steven writes, last question, Jay. Favorite porn star? Mine's Sasha Grey. Can't believe she's not back to doing porn yet. Shit sucks. Is that a white person problem? Is that a Canadian problem? What kind of problem is that?
Somebody with too much free time problem.
Yeah. I like Shino Oi. She's
Who?
Shino, and then the last name's AOI.
Oh.
Dear Donald Trump, can you force Sasha Grey to do more porn? That would make my America great again.
Okay. That's it, right?
Jay's been done with the show for like an hour.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Okay, yeah, we're done.
It's a good thing we're doing 1 hour shows now.
Oh, I thought we were doing an hour for Brink and an hour for Trump.
I'm gonna just start playing the goodbye music an hour in for that one.
It's fine. By the way, we got.
See, Mark doesn't mind because he thinks the episodes magically go up on the internet by the podcasting fairy the next day. He doesn't know that somebody has to work for another hour after the show's over.
Did we make a deal with the podcasting fairy to add another podcast?
Yeah.
But do you know a Jim Woodbury?
Yes.
Damn it.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say